Hey, what's up guys? It's Austin from Know Your Music, and I've got another review for you today. This time we're going to go with actually another one of my favorites. I know I just did one of those, but we're going to go for another one here. This one from 2002 is called Stay from Jeremy Camp. Not as popular as far as the sales go or anything like that, but it's one of those albums that I think it's one of those albums where if you're looking for a good rock album, a good, just something, maybe almost like Creed or like a Nickelback, maybe something like that, a little bit more toned down, but something that you can just throw on and just push play and listen to all the way through. This is that kind of album, so I wanted to just give you a little rundown of what's on here and kind of just let you decide for yourself. Of course, that's why we do what we do here. Anyway. So yeah, Stay, Jeremy Camp. First song on here is called Understand. Basically, it's a song about God understanding what's going on in a person's life. Whether it's good or bad, or if somebody's got questions or anything, basically, basically the chorus is stating that I know you understand it all. The song tempo is it's a little bit higher than a mid-tempo. It's not a really fast song. It's got a good driving drum beat, rhythm section all together, the bass guitar and the drums. It does have an electric guitar that kind of leads the song along, fairly undistorted electric guitar. The solo is, again, it's pretty close to being just non-distorted, so it's easy on the ears, and vocally very clean. Just smooth throughout. It's a deep baritone voice, and Jeremy Camp does have a lot of power behind his vocals, so it definitely sounds nice. Track 2, right here, almost a ballad type song, but it doesn't quite get into the whole love song thing. It is a little bit slower, but it's still a good rock song. It's definitely got some drive to it, even though it slows down the pace a little bit. And the theme of this song is pretty much basically just like the previous track on here. It's another one where you could say, this song actually might be something that you would hear like a Chris Daughtry sing, or I don't know, maybe something like a Hootie and the Blowfish or Matchbox 20, somewhere around that vein. Track 3, Walk by Faith, definitely self-explanatory as far as what the lyrical content is going to hold or the meaning of the song. The song is definitely a power ballad. It's a slow song, piano-driven song. Again, though, with this album, the guitar basically leads the way through here, so there's plenty of that in there too, but it's a very smooth song. It's very clean, easy listen. Track 4, Stay. Now this is a good, strong rock track. The guitars are minimally distorted in this song, and again, just like the first track, it's got the driving bass and the driving drums, and it definitely has power to it, but it's not a thundering power. It's not something that's going to upset your eardrums. It's a good, and it's a well produced sound too, so it really helps that drive that the point home of the song. Basically, the chorus of the song says, "Stay right here in the light." In the light being the light of Christ, and that's again a common theme here. But the song is the guitars are good hard rock guitar. The song is up tempo, and the vocals again they're so professional and clean, and it's just if you were to ever play a hard rock song in a nursery, this would be that type of song. Track 5, All the Time. It slows down the pace again, and again, it's sort of like like track 2, like I explained. It's not a totally mellow song, but it definitely does slow down the pace from the previous track on here. And again, basically stating that knowing that God is with him all the time is what the narrator is talking about here. It is the guitars are down-tuned in this one, or excuse me, not down-tuned. They are they're not distorted in this one. They're clean. The bass and drums are lower down. I mean, the whole song is definitely much mellow. Excuse me. I'm choking on air. It's a mellower listen. Track 6, I Still Believe, is another power ballad. This one takes it down another notch. And again, it's piano driven, but it still has all the guitars, bass, and drums in it. What you're getting here, though, is the vocals, the way Jeremy Camp sings, even on these mellower tracks, and what it does with the harder tracks is it molds together so well. I mean, you could hear this guy singing a Josh Groban song, or you could hear him singing a Metallica song, and either way, it's going to sound good. The guy has an amazing vocal talent, and on this track, even though it's toned down and it's mellow, you still get that good, powerful vibe to it, like you would with a rock track. Okay. One Day at a Time, the tempo goes up just a little bit more there. I don't know what this is. Was that supposed to be this? That works. Anyway, the tempo goes up a little bit more. It's more like a sort of like a radio-friendly Shinedown track, and basically just about, like the title says, it's like taking one life one day at a time. It's got a good message to it. Track 8, Breaking My Fall. Again, the narrator here is talking about basically the atonement of Christ, there to break his fall. We all kind of fall off the wagon sometimes, I guess, and he's speaking about how he's reassured in knowing that Christ died for our sins, and so that he can be forgiven. So that atonement is breaking his fall. The track is, again, the guitars are not distorted in this one, but it does have a good rhythm to it as far as the bass guitar and the drums go. And it's it's a little bit more up tempo, but not a hard rock track. Track 9, Nothing, kind of the same idea there. A little bit more distorted on the guitar, but it's not a hard rock track. It's definitely something that if it had been released as a single, you could have heard this on pop radio, and you could have heard this on rock radio. Again, I'd probably liken this one to a Shinedown type of track, or maybe a Daughtry, maybe even a Matchbox 20, if you had ever heard their second album, Mad Season, where it was just turned up just a little bit more than their first album was, as far as with the electric guitars go. It was turned up a little bit more, but it didn't rock as hard, if that makes any sense, and that's kind of where this one falls as well. Track 10, I Know You're Calling. Again, the message in this one is clear from the title. It is a song about Jesus reaching out his hand and saying, come unto me. And the song is, again, more of a mid-tempo rocker. Maybe something, if you were to add a little bit more guitar distortion and some deeper vocals to an Eagles track or something like that, that's probably what you're going to get here. Track 11, Take My Life. This is definitely something that if you could picture Godsmack singing a positive song with clean lyrics, that's about how heavy this track is here. It starts off kind of mellow, but the chorus really builds on this one. And again, even with it being as heavy as it is, Jeremy's vocals never take off into that yelling category. He's got almost like a smooth gravel to his voice, and again, it's that deep baritone. And I know I'm spending more time talking up Jeremy's voice here than I am the actual content of the record. Sorry, that's not what we're going for here. The song is basically about giving up yourself to Christ. It's saying, I'm in your hands now. I'm going to live for you, and I'm going to do what you want me to do from here on out. That's what this is all about. But it definitely takes a heavier turn. Maybe Godsmack might be the wrong thing to compare this to, because the lyrical content in most of their famous songs is definitely the opposite of that, or not, maybe not the opposite, but it's far and away from what this one says. But if you were to take maybe the hardest Creed song you ever heard, it's right there. That's it. And then In Your Presence tones it way down again. Another sort of a mid-tempo rock track / ballad. You could look at it both ways. It's a great way to finish an album that's up and down with rock and pop and hard rock all kind of mixed together. You know, in your, you know, and again, the title really does say it all as far as the content goes and as far as what the song is about. But how many times have I scratched my nose since I started this video? Sorry. This is not a nose scratching video. It's a music review. I promise. If you're turn the volume up if you want to know what's really going on this, because that's not why I'm here to do this. Okay. Anyway, the album lyrically, there's not a profanity on here. There's not a case of innuendo on here. There is nothing suggestive at all. It does not talk about sex or anything along those lines. Lyrically, this album is a start to finish, push play and let it go. And you know, if you wanted to take exception to anything on this one, like I said, track 11 and track 4, they're hard rock tracks. You know, I mean, in the cleanest sense of the word, they're hard rock tracks. Anyway, if I was to give this one a rating, based on a star system or whatever, I don't have one of those yet. Maybe we'll come up with something in the future. This is a 5-star album as far as the content goes and the cleanliness and just the overall listenability for anybody. It really is. I would definitely give this one 5 stars. And you know, if you want some recommendations on this, go ahead and drop some notes in the down there. And I can give you a list of others that are definitely good start to finish albums like this as well. I just thought this would be a good place to start because it's the first Jeremy Camp album I've heard, and it kind of started me on that. You know, I mean, it's been honestly 14 years since I heard of the guy, and every one of his albums is right along that line. You know, obviously I've said before in my vlogs I do like hard rock music, and this one definitely fits the bill. Also something that I can, you know, play with good conscience, whether it be, you know, with the wife, the kids, you know, family, at a party, anything along those lines. It really is a good, clean rock album, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, and that's exactly what I hope to help you find if that is what you're looking for. So anyway, like, subscribe, you know, do all that stuff. Shoot me an email, knowyourmusicnow@yahoo.com. Check us out on Facebook. Just do a search, look for the logo. It pops up real quick on there, and you can like us on Facebook as well. And I can take requests on there. I can take them via email, and I can take them down here as well. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate it.